Start recording. What up, my ninjas? What up, my ninjas? It's Yusef for Dad's Let's Play, where I play the games when no one needs me. I'm gonna change that a little bit. I like to talk a little bit more in my intros. You know what I mean? This time it's Where the Wild Things Are, and I've been playing this game all the way through. As you see here, I've completed it at 100%. But the problem is that I completed it on normal, and then in one playthrough, I pretty much got all the achievements except for completing it on hard, which kind of stinks. So it has this weird thing. Like if I choose new game, it'll throw me to a different slot, and then the person in that slot, everything will be like I'll have to redo everything. So what I'm gonna try and do is replay the chapter on hard. So I'll go to the options, make sure everything's on hard. Oh, by the way, the game has a certain amount of like when you do everything in the game and do all the collectibles, you get cheats. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and activate some of the cheats, because I activated a cheat to get one achievement and it totally didn't have a problem with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start now. Hit the select button. So if you're not familiar about Where the Wild Things Are, it is a book, a children's book, about a little kid named Max, who, hold on. Oh, I lost all my, 1 second. Anyway, the volume was all the way down. It's about a little kid named Max, who gets sent to his room without supper for being, you know, a jerk. You know how kids are. They have no empathy, and they're kind of douches to everybody they run into. So what Max does, is that once he's in his room, he uses his imagination to create a new world in which he goes, you know, gets on a boat that has his name on it, and he basically travels to a land where all the wild things are. When he gets there, they make him the king, and then he stomps around, and you know, they have a wild rumpus, and then after a while he goes back home and finds that whereas he was put in he finds out where he was put in his room with no supper, that when he gets back up there, there's the supper waiting for him, and then, you know, he goes back to being a normal kid. I can't believe I killed that rabbit. Did nothing to me. I'm such a horrible person. PETA, please don't come after me. I mean, I know you guys don't care about no fireflies, but rabbits, I know you mad about rabbits. So anyway, that book was a nice book, and the author of the book, he basically made the book, and everybody in the United States didn't like the book at first, because it was about a kid rebelling and you know, changing his situation. When before, the books were all about kind of they were all about kids being seen and not heard, you know, not doing anything that serious. So the author, whose name I can't remember, decided to do everything in a geez, I need a little bit more coffee. After this first thing, I'm getting some coffee, boy. He decided that he was going to go ahead and write a children's book in which a kid is more like a European kid, in which they have real problems, real issues. That's why the American Society of Who's What's It's decided against it. You know what I mean? But then after a while, kids were attracted to the awesome artwork. And if you're not familiar with the book, I suggest that you know, look it up. I'm sure you could read the book. It's 10 sentences long. And they were attracted to the awesome artwork, and they read the story, which appealed to them a little bit more while it was in the library, and it became a popular book after that, you know. Man, this guy really hates bug nests. Alright, so then, you know, after this book's been out a while, Spike Jonze comes by, decides he wants to make a 2-hour movie on the 10-sentence book. So he took a couple of liberties, right, to kind of flesh out the character. So Max, who was a Latino kid in the book, turned into a white boy. Obviously, look, if you're dealing with me, Yusef, I'm gonna go ahead and point out whenever they do a cold switch like that, because Max wasn't very, like in the book, it was hard to tell what his nationality was, but then once he pulled his hat off, it was pretty obvious he was Mexican. Or not Mexican, but Latino. The author was also a Latino author, so yeah. They did a little switch on that one, which I don't think anybody minded. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bombs over Baghdad. It's like, hello. Explosive. So, Spike Jonze did a movie. It was a 2-hour movie based off of that one book that wasn't 2 hours long, which makes it kind of funny. The movie tackled more complex issues of childhood. Max had more of a defined family, whereas you didn't see his family in the book. He had a mom, a sister, and no dad, and his mom was trying to, you know, she was going out on dates and finding guys to be with, and you know, the dude was feeling a little left out, so he acted out. He had attention deficit hyperactive disorder, some junk like that. Something I feel like most minority kids have. I don't know what happens to white kids, because, you know, most of the time, you know, white people are the norm. So, like, if a minority is bouncing off the walls and stuff, like, they would have to be super hyperactive for me to be like, yo, diagnose this kid. Otherwise, I'm just like, meh. Also, I mean, if a boy lives in a house full of women, oh man, that's just difficult, okay? Let's not make this any more complex than it needs to be. You don't have no brothers, you don't have a dad, and your mom's bringing home other dudes. You're like the man of the house, but you have absolutely no power because, you know, your mom's like way older than you and she's you know, making money and stuff. It's just a weird situation for a little boy. Also, he's the youngest one. It's not like he doesn't even have power over his sister. His sister's a little bit older. So that sucks. That's just... I would go crazy myself, you know? I'd be asking to hang out with my friends all the time. If I don't have any friends, man, that's rough. That's hard going for the boy. If Spike Jonze patterned this movie after his life, man, I feel for Spike Jonze. I mean, obviously it led to him being a more creative individual and getting him some opportunities as a director. I mean, I'm sure any part of his life kind of led into that, but still, sucks. I live in a house full of ladies myself, you know, but I'm a grown-ass man. And I have to fend for myself a lot. Just on some, you know, I'm a dude type stuff. If I don't, man, they'll actively work to try and take everything away from me that's cool, you know. Like possibly this channel, even though I'm really enjoying it right now. Talking to you guys whom I can't see. Anyway, the characters in the Spike Jonze movie were a lot more sensitive. They were a lot more fleshed out. They had different names in the book. Or not all of them, but most of them had different names in the book. And then, yeah, it was just way more sensitive. Like, the book was made for kids so that the kids can understand that, you know, who they are. What they do isn't out of the ordinary, like having an imagination and you know, wanting to be important in your own universe is okay. You know what I mean? In this book, or in the movie version, the boy has problems dealing with his sister and his mom, and then he kind of just goes to this land in which all the wild things represent pieces of his personality and his relationships with his mom and his sister. And how you know, he has to deal with it, which I'm all for. I just wish that when I saw the movie, it was based more on children's stuff, or they told me that it was going to be more of a, you know, a movie that explores the psyche more than it does teach kids how to be a little bit more free. It was very weird. I feel like they didn't do what they were supposed to do in the advertising, and when I heard that it was, you know, a movie based on my childhood book, I got pretty geeked up. I would have watched the movie either way, to tell you the truth. Kill him. Kill him. But anyway, I watched the movie and then I bought the game because, well, who wouldn't want to play as Max? I'd rather play as Max the Latino boy, not Max the little white boy, but, you know. I'm sure it doesn't matter to most people. Where are these guys coming from? Oh, nowhere, I guess. Anyway, this game is cute. It also has a bunch of twists and turns that aren't in the movie, which I kind of adore in their cheesiness. This game is absolutely way more easy than it should be. It's kind of a collectathon, and you can pretty much get all the achievements in one playthrough. So that's another reason why the game is cool. You can rent the game and it'd be okay. Oh, sorry, cutscene. Damn. Did he lead him to that place?
Be still!
Okay. That dude's like, I gotta go floss. Meh. Uh-oh. What's going on in here? So yes, the game is pretty easy, and you can finish it all in one playthrough, and it's just fun.
What happened here? Who started without me?
That thing. It's a pest. Put it down.
Or throw it away.
Can I have it? I'm hungry. I want to eat it.
Hold on, Ira. We're all hungry. Is this the only one?
Who cares? It's one too many.
Look what he did to our huts.
You didn't do that. You're a jerk.
Oh, he smashed all this? That's impressive. What else can he do?
Next, you'll be crowning him king.
No, he's too small to be king.
Listen, if he fails, then we
They
can eat
have
him.
the weirdest conversations
Can I
at all.
be king?
It's like nobody brought up King, and then it seemed like they had been
What if he
talking
just
about
hangs
it already.
around? Well, you may not look like a king, but there's something royal about you.
You're a
Your name's
white
Max,
boy.
right? Well, Max, make yourself at home.
Make yourself at home. We just happen to have a tent that meets your specifications. What are you, 5'1" little boy? We made a tent for a 5'1" little boy that we weren't expecting. So, the game is not too hard to learn. It's a good game. This is the village where the wild things live. Seems like it's got a little hand reaching out there. Collect stuff for them and they will reward you here. Visit your tent anytime to continue the story. So here's where it gets interesting, folks. There are a lot of things you can do in the village to open up some extra collectible stuff. A lot of the collectible stuff is here in the village whatsoever. And while I could show you a lot of collectible things here, or I could show you the stuff that you could get in the village. I did a playthrough already and I collected everything. I noticed that there was no collectible video on YouTube, so I'm making you one for the achievement's sake, and I'm going to go ahead and run through all the things you can do in the village in the collectible things. So with that said, I will go ahead and move on to the very next level, since we've only been doing this for about 20 minutes. I at least want to do like 45 minutes to an hour on each playthrough. Is that okay with you guys? Is that alright? I feel like 20 minutes is a bit short. Is it though? Is it really? Anyway, let me go ahead and move along. Answer's yes.
Morning, Max. I'm Carol.
Hi, Carol.
I'm happy you're here.
Why do you have a girly name?
Are you, up for a little exploring?
No, I'm not.
There are a lot of strange things to see in this
I don't
island.
care.
It's a very wild
That's
place.
nice. I don't want to explore. I want to chill out in the village.
Come on.
You didn't hear me. I don't want to explore. Fine. That's another thing that's a little weird. Max is not a vocal protagonist. I know he screamed "Be still" and then everybody fell all over their shit. But he doesn't really say that much the whole time, and it makes it really awkward.
We got a lot to see, Max. I hope you like to jump.
Anyway, as I said, I've gotten all the collectibles. It says right there on the bottom that I have 30 out of 30, 10 out of 10. So, I'm just going to be running through the levels pretty much and doing the objectives.
Have you ever seen a water fruit tree? Smash a water fruit near a sprout and watch what happens. I love watching those things grow.
There's nothing special about Max's movements either. He's kind of, all he can do is jump and
Think you
swing.
can knock down this tree?
As a matter of fact, there are two buttons on your controller, your PlayStation controller, that you don't use at all.
Fight them off, Max.
You have a jump button. Oh, you have a fall button. You have a jump button. You have a strike button. And you have a block button. And that's pretty much it. Fell off the thing again. Very simple for a game on PlayStation 3, most definitely.
Bugs really bother me.
There's a button on the top that makes you growl, and there's no reason for it. The other button makes you dance. Just in case you wanted to do the rumpus on your own.
If you need help smashing things, just start hitting, and I'll follow your lead. That's really good.
Yay,
Watch out for those silver bugs. They're slow, but they can zap you if you get too close. Nice swinging.
Thank you.
Give him a good whack.
Anyway, I'm always kind of on the lookout for games like this. Like, I don't understand why people hate licensed games. You know, they're not trying to be anything, but, you know, they're not entirely disappointing either. You know what I mean? And plus, you know, if somebody makes a horrible game, you know, that's usually cause to complain. If somebody makes a game that's absolutely mediocre, whatever. But then again, I wouldn't really complain that much about a $5 bin game, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know who the hell bought this game.
Especially for someone so small.
I don't know who the hell bought this game, like, at full price. I don't even know if it was a budget title. I might have to look that up myself.
More hungry bugs.
But I bought the game for like $5 without the case, just the disc.
Max, over here.
And that's what I suggest for this game. It's, yeah.
Sorry. Try the ropes.
But then again, this is Daddy's free time Let's Plays, and I don't.
Oh, silver
I'm
bugs
sorry, I
are
don't pay
everywhere.
full price for games. I know a lot of people only like it if you play games that are brand spanking new, you know, because they can't afford the games themselves. And maybe if somebody ever hit me up and wanted me to review a game for them, you know, I mean, I wouldn't cheat, obviously, but I'll play that game and let you guys know about it, because I'm really in this because I just want to showcase games that I think are good and aren't getting all the press that they should. Like, this game shouldn't get a ton of press, but it's not a crappy game. And look, who knows this game is out there? Seriously.
That's brilliant.
Who out there wants to take the Where the Wild Things Are story to the next level? 'Cause that's what I love about these games. If you kind of like the movie, if you kind of feel for the characters in the movie, at least you can play a game that will extend their stories.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Get up.
Did you see that? Something strange is happening. Better be careful.
Uh-oh.
We'll have a long way to go.
Uh-oh. Something strange is happening. I feel it in my fur.
Here, hop on up.
Carol's like, you can touch my hair.
Hold on tight. It's gonna get bumpy.
Stage is a trip. I don't know if that's Carol or Max making that noise. Because there's really nothing in these woods except for bugs. And no coyotes or anything. Anything of substantial animal magnitude. Slide! Oh, I missed. Dead, Max. You dead. I mean, it's just a jump, dude, for real. That's a lot of drama for a jump. I'm jumping. Dude, I'm old. When I start to... Well, I feel old. When I start to jump, I feel like making a noise, but it never is that serious. Checkpoint. Jumping. Hitting things. letting Max ragdoll off. Oh, I hit my head. We're over here letting Max ragdoll off my head. That's what I should do. That's a good Halloween costume. You just dress up as Carol and then put Max on top of your head and run around like an idiot. Wonder if you can find Where's the Wild Thing like stuffed toys. I know next Halloween I'm definitely going as Max. That's actually something I can get behind. It'll allow me to wear some pajamas without looking like a damn cow. And there would be an actual reference.
That was a wild ride.
It was. Especially the way you were screaming on every jump. Hurrah! Power puke.
Oh, strange, huh? No, Max, stop. That leads to nowhere.
Yes.
If you go in there, you'll never come back. Come on.
He's like, where are we now then? So here's my deal with the story. This is basically a Deus Ex Machina tale, in which a story is built around a whole bunch of things that have no reason for being. Alright? Max travels to a land that is nowhere. And then in the land of nowhere, he meets animals of easy description,
I'll bet I could eat him in one bite.
but no actual classification except for wild things. Why is this guy running at me? Thank you. You don't want none of this. So there's no classification for the animals, and then when you're in the world that nobody knows of, with the animals that nobody knows of, then all of a sudden, the animal basically tells you, hold on a second, don't go in that little hole, it leads to nowhere. It's like, well, where the hell am I now?
Hi.
I'm somewhere now? Dumb. Anyway, let me go ahead and take a pause right here. It's been 30 minutes. So, yep. See you when I get back. Peace.